everyone, my name is Keely. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. Today I'm going to talk about all the books that I read in the month of April. Now, April was the month of the slump for me. I got hit very hard with a reading slump because April was quite possibly the busiest month of my entire life. I was just doing something every day. I didn't have an open weekend, so I still managed to read 8 books, which is still great, but definitely lower than what I've been doing. And this added up to 3,098 pages, and my average rating was a 3.75, which wasn't great. But a lot of these books were in a vlog I did in the month of April, which was Booktubers Choose My TBR. So I read 5 different books for that vlog. So when I get to those books, I'm really not going to go into them because I definitely talked about them a lot in that vlog. So I will leave it linked down below so you can go and watch it, especially if you are interested in finding out more of my thoughts on each of these books. But let's go ahead and get on into it, and as always, I'm going to talk about these books in the order that I read them in. So the first book I finished in April was Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. Now, I have been calling this book my TBR nemesis for years because this is one of the oldest books on my TBR, and I finally picked it up, and boy am I glad that I did. So this is set in the future, and it is a dystopian book surrounding video games. So in this world, this man has created this video game, and he has recently passed away, and he released a video when he passed away saying that if you find the Easter egg within my video game, the Oasis, then you will get my entire fortune, which is billions of dollars. So we follow this high school student named Wade, who is in the Oasis, and he is playing this video game, and he is the first person ever to have his name put on the leaderboard, which the entire world sees. This book was so spectacular and so much fun. The video game aspect was really cool because the Oasis is unlike anything I have seen before, and it truly felt like stepping into my own version of the Oasis every time I picked this book up, and I truly got so lost and immersed in this story and this world. It was fantastic. It was also incredibly intelligent, and I learned a lot doing this, or reading this, acting like I'm actually playing the game. Reading this book, I learned a lot, and I found out some really cool facts that I have been telling my family as I was reading this. But one of the cool things about the story as well is all of the 80s references. If you are a fan of the 80s and you grew up with 80s culture like I did, then you will love this book because it is so much fun to get all the references that are written in the story. I just thought this was phenomenal, and I can't believe I let it sit on my shelves for so long. I gave it 5 stars. Next, I read Exile by Shannon Messenger. This is book 2 in the Keeper of the Lost Cities series, and I am completely obsessed with this story. So this book in particular deals a lot with grief, and I really love when grief is in stories. And in this world, we follow a little girl named Sophie who she has lived in the real world all of her life until one day she finds out that she is an elf, and so now she is having to rediscover her heritage, her magical abilities, and this new world that she didn't know existed. And the interesting thing is these elves don't often see grief or deal with it, and so in this story, when they're having to navigate those emotions they've never felt, it's really fascinating. I just truly love these characters so much, and we also get to see and learn more about all the different magical abilities in this book, which I find fascinating because there are so many different types and they're all so interesting to learn about. I love the found family and the formed friendships that are in this series, and I just cannot wait to continue because I am so connected to these people. And of course, I give this one 5 stars, so I was really starting April out very strong. The next 5 books are all a part of that Booktubers Choose My TBR video I did. So again, I'm just going to go through these pretty fast. The first book I read was Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. I gave this book 2 stars. I really did not like it, especially the characters. I thought they were toxic and horrible, so this was not for me. Next, I read The Stars We Steal by Alexa Dunn. This is like The Bachelor, The Bachelorette in space. I absolutely love this one. It was so addicting, and I read it within one day. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. Next, I read The Family Game by Catherine Stedman. This is an adult thriller, and I gave this one 3 stars. It was pretty interesting, but overall, it wasn't exactly for me. It dealt a lot with games and riddles, which is just not my thing, and it was also a rich people story, which I do not like reading about rich people whatsoever, and so that definitely hindered my enjoyment because I didn't like the characters because of the rich people problems. Now I just don't like reading rich people drama, and that's okay, but I gave this one 3 stars. Next, I read Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson. Now I finally found another fantasy book that I actually really liked. This was recommended to me by Liv from Liv's Library, and she is on a mission to find fantasy books that I like, and she was successful with this one. I love these characters so much, especially Nathaniel, and I gave it 4 stars. And the last book I read for that vlog was The Last House on Needless Street by Catriona Ward. This is an adult horror book, and Catriona Ward is somebody that I have not had success with in the past. This was my 3rd book to read from her, and this one was my favorite of hers. I did know a little bit of the spoiler and the secret that was revealed, which I think honestly really helped me understand this book. I really enjoyed how it was written, and I thought she was pretty genius for how she wrote this book, and I gave it 4 stars. And the last book I have to talk about is The Secrets of Us by Lucinda Berry. In this book, we follow a woman and her sister. Now, these sisters grew up together, obviously, but they went through the foster care system together, so they are very, very close. One day, one of the sisters gets a phone call saying that her sister is in a psychiatric hospital because she set the house on fire with her husband inside it. And the story goes from there, and tons of secrets are revealed. This one also had flashback chapters to when they were growing up, and those chapters also had a ton of secrets. So literally each chapter we were finding out more and more throughout the story, and I did really enjoy the flashback chapters. This is actually one of the Lucinda Berry books that I enjoyed the characters. Typically I don't like her characters, but this one I actually liked, and I was excited when I found out they ran track in high school. However, I am a stickler for getting things wrong when it comes to things I'm passionate about. One of the things I'm extremely passionate about is track and field, and one of the details in here was just so incredibly wrong that it just rubs me the wrong way, and it really bothers me. Now, most people, if you don't know track, wouldn't catch this detail, but that's just something that sticks in my head, is if you get something wrong that I absolutely love, I'm going to catch it. But nonetheless, I still enjoyed this book. I thought it was fun and fast-paced, but overall, Lucinda Berry books just haven't been absolutely obsessive for me, so I gave this one 3 stars. So this video was short and sweet, but once again, go watch that other video down below if you want to know more of my in-depth thoughts about any of those 5 books I talked about. But that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you have made it this far, go ahead and leave the black cat emoji for The Last House on Needless Street. But that is it. Thank you so much. As always, all my social media links will be down below, and I will see you next time. Bye!